of course, every time we're always here for you. My name is Mariam Afolabi. This is today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials plus analysis, the Tuesday edition, the 21st of October 2025. You're welcome again. And I have with me in the studio this morning because we have a lot of things to talk about. So we are just going to start by East the ground running. Ayobola Ayinla Alibabakar in the studio is bringing some sort of action this morning. So maybe when we start, why you are dressed with this action this morning. Adebayo Abubakar, good morning.
Good morning, Mariam. Good morning, Ayobana. Good morning, Nigerians. Every day comes with different vibes.
Okay, this vibe. Okay, you can be a part of the program later on by calling them. Let's have the phone numbers.
Right. As you be calling on when the time is right, R091-2422-179 or 080-5189-9241.
Just like I said earlier, we have a lot of headlines to talk about. Let's talk about this one that has been trending yesterday. Ayobola, we have this one that says police defend enforcement of court order at Nnamdi Kanu protest. I actually wanted to read the story that to give us a background of what went down yesterday. But Ayobola, can you read that one for us? Then I will have this.
Yes, I do have the story though, but there's also the one that has the updates. I think so. We'll just proceed with the updates.
Okay, let's have it.
The story. Now, this is a protest wave hits Abuja and then paralyzes Southeast states. A coordinated wave of protest demanding the release of the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, swept through the Federal Capital Territory and several Southeast states on Monday, disrupting commercial activities and grounding transportation.
All right, let me now take this one. Police defend enforcement of court order at Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. I look at the story. It says the Nigerian police force has defended its enforcement of a court order restricting the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest from accessing key government areas in Abuja, insisting that its officers acted within the law and only used tear gas to disperse demonstrators. First Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin said this during an interview on Channels Television on Monday, and he explained that his decision followed a valid order from the Federal High Court obtained on Friday. So with all these stories, and we have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, but let me start with this Adebayo Abubakar. The three major questions that I have. Number one is that given that the freedom to protest peacefully is part of the fundamental human rights for all Nigerians, does the Nigerian police have the power to stop or grant protest, by Nigerians? Number one. My second question is that to what extent does a protest have to escalate for the Nigerian police to disperse protesters with tear gas?
Thank you very much. Right to protest is not only the right of Nigeria. It is right in every democratic society. Okay. And the core of democratic freedom is right to freedom of expression. Expression of displeasure or pleasure. That is, if you are pleased or are not pleased, you have the right to express them. So that is at the core. But do not also forget that obedience to court order is also at the core of democracy.
Okay.
So when a valid court order protest bars you, the only thing you can do is to challenge that court order at the higher court of jurisdiction, not by taking the laws into your hand. If you take the law into your hand, it can burn your fingers. So that is that about that. Talking about the necessity of the protest itself. Well, I said that so we'll embark on that protest out of boredom.
Yes, sir.
Because I believe he needs something much like excitement. That's why he embarked on that. But then, if you look at it very critically, he is wrong and right. Number one, he is right for calling government to account for series of court orders that have been disobeyed. The federal government has selectively obeyed court order regarding Nnamdi Kanu. Number two, Nnamdi Kanu, with his fiery and inflammatory statement in the past, has woven around himself the intricacies of treasonable felony. And it is an offense that is not bailable.
Okay.
And it is not as if Kanu was arrested and kept in detention. No, he is undergoing trial. Cannot be calling for his release. Because number one, you have to ask, is the offense bailable? The answer is no. Where you should focus on is his lawyers who keep raising frivolous objections. They will spend a whole month discussing whether they should bring apple for him instead of mango. At that level. So what ought to have been done is for them to leave some Igbo leaders are underground negotiating for a political solution to that problem. That is the only thing that can save Nnamdi Kanu. Because the load of evidence against him I don't want to sound sub judice because the case is in court. But we were all witnesses to how he brought down the economy of the entire Southeast. The kind of followership he got through his movement, if he is wiser, he could have channeled it to a political movement that will see him install almost all the governors in the Southeast. Through that, they can have a more robust and unified front to fight for their causes. But then he chose the other way. Before him, there was MASOB, Movement for the Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra by Ralph Uwazuike. Uwazuike was going about his own using procession protest. He never issued those kind of inflammatory statements. And we know, majority, if you interact with many Igbo people now across the country, their opinions are divided.
Of course.
Because people who lost their loved ones due to some hoodlums who are believed to be obeying instruction from him and Simon Ekpa. Because before Simon Ekpa assumed another word of himself, he claimed he pledged allegiance to Nnamdi Kanu before he brought his own more fiery, brand of activism into it by, I think he's cooling off somewhere in Finland now. So it calls for caution. Because number one, most of those governors they suffer. Those who do not suffer personally, some of their relatives suffer. I can't imagine the last time I went to Anambra State, from Opiweka to
Well, this has been a very good, a very productive discussion. But let's go for this commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue from there.
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your elevate the taste of your everyday dishes. Flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
Maggi chicken flavor. My game changer.
Wọ́n máa ń pè wá sí ìlú ẹ̀fẹ̀ màtà àtàlọ́wà yìí. Wọ́n máa ń pè wá sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ kan, wọ́n á bá sọ̀rọ̀ olóhùn lè wá sí báyìí. Olóhùn sẹ́yìn ọ̀la tẹ́lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú
Wow, láì ṣe staff o.
Say you need money for school fees. Landlord don dey call. I that project wey wan complete fast. Credit Direct dey for you. Kakaraka with sharp loans of up to 5 million naira. This offer dey for people wey dey collect salary.
Yes,
no collateral, no guarantor, not too much talk. Na sharp loans.
where you need am pass.
Collect the money wey you need from Credit Direct today. Waka go the Credit Direct office for Kwara State at 33 Muritala Mohammed Way, FCIB building along Maraba.
Now star 5120 hash for your phone. Now.
That is star 5120 hash anytime and anywhere.
You fit call 080-355-42364 or 070-6953-1502 for more information. Thanks and conditions there.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Diola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike. Hello, Auntie.
Hi, Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. My regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
Okay. When I have Glow Talk Master, I'm basically getting 6 minutes free talk time for every 6 minutes call I make every day, plus 50 MB data bonus. And for new customers like me, I get additional 25 minutes talk time and 1 GB data welcome bonus. That's why I only make calls with my Glow Light now.
Enjoy free 6 minutes plus 50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Glow Talk Master, and enjoy a one-time 2,000 naira welcome bonus. That's 25 minutes talk time and 1 GB worth of data. Get your Glow line and dial star 646 to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's too milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, mommy.
Your kids, Milo 3-in-1. Again, creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further. My country people, Easy Buy don't turn 7 years old, and they do massive discount to all the customers with the Niger from October 1st to October 31st, 2025. Easy Buy they do 1 billion naira national discount, super bonanza. You will enjoy yafu benefit like 12% discount on different mobile devices like Tecno, Infinix, itel. You will save up to 24,000 naira for this benefit bonanza. You will enjoy any flexible payment plan from 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to 6 months. What you go do, you go visit any mobile store, call 070-7622-2278 for more info. Easy Buy, Easy Life. Terms and conditions apply.
Bá ti wá ṣe ẹni ẹ máa pè yí kó má ṣẹlẹ̀
Tí mo bá wá jókòó ní máa yàrá mi, mo lè má ti kàn fún ìtọ́jú ọ̀gá.
ẹni ẹ máa ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́yìn wọn.
Tí ẹ tẹ̀ máa ṣe ní everyday, sójú ọtí bá ti lè rántí báyìí, mo máa pè sí ìkíni ẹ̀jẹ̀ lókè.
Ìdẹ̀rù lè sọ fún ọ pé àwọn ìdẹ̀rù mo fẹ́ pè ní ojú sáà sí fi àlàyé.
From breakfast to
Ṣé Mr. Fẹ́mi wá padà
how
mẹ́sẹ̀gì?
time you travel low on energy. That's why right time to refuel with the nourishing Milo drink.
kí ló dé ní fọ́nì ní ìyẹn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ lọ.
Líǹkì tèmi máa ń sẹ́yìn fún ọ.
mo ti bá lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ sáà
It contains iron and calcium. Milo drink has great taste your champs will love and a nourishing energy to help them make the most of every day. Milo, energy to go further.
It's the Indomie Eat and Win promo. The
Ṣé
more
báwo
you
ti di
eat,
àbí?
the more you win. How to win? Buy the Indomie Eat and Win promo box. Find the promo code inside. Visit indomie.ng/Indomie. Enter your promo code and start earning points fast for a chance to win exciting gifts and 1 million naira cash every week for a lucky winner. So, hurry now, eat and win. Let the winning begin. Visit indomie.ng/eat and win for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
You sabi do this hairstyle or not? Hello, madam. No, they use me watch film now.
Customer.
No vex. I dey ready for YouTube like this.
You get data to the press
Ìwọ
phone like that.
ọ̀tá.
Na data from MTN no yàtọ̀ I dey use like this o. For just 400
Yep,
naira
after
when I
this
load,
one,
they serve me 7 minutes of calls and 600 MB data.
Could be different kind hairdresser.
Upgrade your hustle with Oyato from MTN. You fit even get 15 minutes of calls with 2 gig on top for 800 naira. Dial *312*14# to join. Oyato.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. First, the news.
You're welcome to this review of newspaper headlines and editorials with analysis on Sobi 101.9 FM Ilorin with Mariam Afolabi, Adebayo Abubakar, and Ayobola Ayinla Liu. And we started this discussion on the update and what has been going on with the Nigerian police versus the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. And Adebayo, before we went for that break, you were giving us this very robust analysis of, how this could actually affect the Southeast and Nigeria.
Yes, as I was saying, the divides opinion. Some people in the Southeast now are not happy with what Sowore is doing because they felt that it's like spitting on the graves of some of their loved ones who were murdered.
Okay.
So, looking at the way Kanu was going about it that time, I knew it was a matter of time before it was hijacked. That lack of coordination, lack of proper channelization of his grievances is what gave birth to the likes of General Gentry Yahoo, Simon Ekpa, and the rest of them, unleashing carnage on the people of Southeast. Let's go to the root of the matter.
Okay.
In the aftermath of the Civil War, were the grievances of the Igbos real? Yes, it is. Were there promises to remedy most of those things that the avoidable Civil War caused? Yes, there was a principle of 3 R's, which some scholars later add the 4th R. The 3 R's are reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. Reconstruct all the damaged infrastructure, reconcile with all the grievances of all the people involved, and also rehabilitation. Some people were displaced; they were to be rehabilitated. The last one, the federal government could claim to have done bits, if not all, of each of the first 3 R's. The last one, which is reintegration, have they been properly reintegrated into the mainstream of Nigerian politics? It is a debatable issue.
Okay.
Why? Because Igbos have been, every now and then participating in presidential election. But this is democracy, a game of number. That is why it requires tact, deft move, alliance, handshakes across the divides, handshakes across the Niger. So that is where there has to be that depth and move. So it's unfortunate that a character like Kanu and Simon Ekpa hijack that genuine grievances of the Igbos and turn it upside down for their own personal gain. And that is why the Southeast, somebody came on there, Dan Nwanyao, the former presidential party candidate of Senate Labour Party,
okay,
was saying yesterday in an interview with Sion Kibalo on Channel Television that I've forgotten how he put it, but that aside, looking at the way it was going then, if Kanu, like I said earlier, had channeled his grievances into organizing a political movement, the kind of followership he had among Igbo youths across the world would have given political clout to install each of the 5 governors across the 5 zones in the Southeast. But unfortunately, he has done otherwise and was instead, kind of throwing jabs at different ethnic groups, throwing ethnics around. But nevertheless, you cannot say Kanu is no longer a factor. It's now a factor if you want to address the grievances, the genuine grievances of the Igbos. Kanu is now a factor.
Okay.
So that is why it's advisable that those who have access to the presidency should be allowed to diplomatically plead for a soft landing for Kanu, so that a political solution will be brought. If you look at it, it was not President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that arrested him.
Of course.
He was arrested by President Muhammadu Buhari. And even if it were to be Buhari in power now, he wouldn't even give a hoot as to all these what's it called? All these
the whole protest
protest and all that. He wouldn't give a hoot because I know how lethargic it can be. He will tell you I'm not aware. May God rest his soul.
So,
amen.
What I actually wanted to say, I think, is that moving forward, what can be done to prevent, this protest in the future, especially as regards to how they can speed up the process of the judgment involving.
Number one, I think the Nigerian Bar Association has a role to play here. Number one, because at the core of this delay in his trial is the frivolous objections being raised by his Eric Ejimakor is the name of the lead counsel. They keep raising frivolous objection, and the judge will not go ahead and deliver a judgment without addressing each of these. And these things are taking time. The what's it called? NBA. They need to prevail on those. I see NDBA now. I don't know which bodies, whether legal. There's a body that's responsible for discipline when it comes to practice of.
You mean lawyers or
Nigeria?
Okay.
So they need to prevail on them to be ethical and stop all this legal conundrum that is wasting time unnecessarily. Right. Then, but they know what they are. The trials will go on smoothly. They are not sure where Kanu will not, go down the drain of the drain of conviction. Okay. So in such a case, what they should do is to rally opinion leaders in South, like in the Southwest now you have the Afenifere. In the East you have Ohanese Ndigbo. This Ohanese Ndigbo can be, co-opted into, no, is it co-opted? They should be the one even leading and co-opting the governors into it, particularly now that most of them are almost in APC, to prevail on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to see how, political solution can be arrived at and I don't even trust if he's released again, he will not start. Because he was on bail. There was a time he was on bail. All the things that he was told not to do, he started, doing them. So, but I believe he's older and wiser now.
Well, Adebayo, you see, let's go on to Sowore now. Considering the kind of person that he is, he seems to be somebody that should have been aware of the legal intricacies surrounding protests of this nature and the legality of the Kanu.
No, Sowore has not broken. Sowore calling for that protest has not broken any law. But if you look at it in the court of public opinion, like I said, there are, on social media there are a lot of Igbos, people of Southeast extractions, causing Sowore. People who lost their livelihood, people who lost their loved ones, they are saying that Sowore is organizing these people to spit on the graves of their loved ones. You see videos where traditional rulers are abducted and beheaded. So there was a man who was stripped naked and was tortured until he breathed his last. So all this there was a lady. The only offense was that she wore military uniform because she was a military officer going for her traditional wedding. They captured her and her fiancé and murdered the two of them for the singular offense of being associated with the Nigerian government. And that is, I don't know how you want the family of those ones to feel now. If you go during when the sit at home was still in force, I'm not even sure whether it is still not in force, because yesterday too it was like an extension of sit at home, like based on what you read now from one of these newspapers. And you say, is this not the Mulan that was bubbling with economic activities before now?
And that affected them at the end of the day. All right, I think we have to stop here. We have other headlines and other stories that we'll come back from this commercial break. We'll start talking about then, and we'll pick calls to hear the views of our listeners at home. So stay tuned to Toby FM for the headlines and editorials. We'll be right back after the break. Constitutional amendments. No. To Kano. And if you this is not sounding over. Which one is?
Hello, Hafiz Oyetoro. That's my name. And I pay small with CD care at normal market price. No cheating, no extra charges, no admin charges, no commission charges, no everything charges at 0% interest. If you say anything when you buy it for your house, you buy radio, pay small. You buy fridge, pay small. You buy generator, payment. CD care. Now you posting that if you know store,
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out the elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor.
Maggi chicken flavor.
People don't look at tackling issues.
Are you ready to take the next step in your academic journey? Abdrazak Abubakar Toy University, a degree awarded private university, fully accredited by the National Universities Commission. NUC is now admitting students to its various programs. Our faculties include Faculty of Science and Computing, Architecture and Environmental Sciences, Faculty of Arts, Management and Social Sciences, among others. AATU is now officially enlisted on the jump portal. It's now easier to make it your first choice of for the post-UTME and admission process. Above all, the university is offering a whopping discount on tuition fee on all courses located at Okeogba, Kwara State. For more details, kindly log on to www.aatu.edu.ng or call 0816-839-8395 or 091-9791-412. AAT University, a private, not-for-profit university for global citizens.
Private, not-for-profit.
I love you too.
Hello guys, I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike. Hello Auntie.
Hi Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. My regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
How much airtime do you need?
When I have Glow Talk Master, I'm basically getting 6 minutes free talk time for every 6 minutes call I make every day, plus the MB data bonus. And for new customers like me, I get additional 25 minutes, 1 gigabyte data welcome bonus. That's why I only make calls with
That
Glow
is
right
what
now.
they call fashion.
50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Master. And enjoy a one-time 2,000 Naira welcome bonus. That's the quick time and 1 gigabyte worth of data. Get your Glow 9 and dial *6 to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply.
Just plain black.
Only you dey share Coke and Fanta today. What's that about my guy? You never
Okay,
get
like your friends who work.
300 Naira. 300 Naira. No be 350 to buy am. Price no change. Na 300 Naira now. Let me say you dey save 50 Naira for every bottle. This one dey small price, big refreshment. Oh yeah, my guy. Take one bottle.
Mo ní
báwo ni kí question ti wá dàbí ẹsẹ̀ kan tó wá báwo ni ṣe wá gbogbo ní ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní láti fọwọ́ kù ṣíṣe ẹ̀sẹ̀ sí bẹ́tà ní bá máa ṣe question ọ̀dọ̀ àbí tó wá lóò sí question.
The energy from breakfast doesn't last my child day. By how time, your child will be low on energy. That's why break time is the right time to refuel with the nourishing Milo drink.
I'm in the game with the Milo drink in their lunchbox. It's made from the goodness of malt, Milo, and contains iron and calcium. Milo drink has a great taste your champs will love and a nourishing energy to help them make the most of every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Naija people, make una loud down, join the groove, make we ginger, make we take cocoa body. Wait oh, no be just any coke na coke we carry your name for body. Yes, so share a coke don land. Now you find nicknames, names of your party dem wey una don dey tey, your odogu, that's your side, and your confirmed OG. Now your vibe, now your coke. No dull yourself oh, every coke dey carry tori, make you find your own. Come yarn us, oya tell us, now who you coke with?
Today's review of news and
Studio time is 9:01 a.m. and you're still listening to Sobi 101.9 FM. And today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials was analysis with Mariam Afolabi, Adebayo Akaro, and Ayobola Ayinla Aliu. And okay, I think we need to move on away from that conversation. You were saying you wanted to say something about the constitutional amendments, Ayobola, to link it with what we just finished, what the discussion we just had.
All right, you see, there's this headline on the front page of the Punch newspaper that says that constitutional amendment and then 6 referendum Olanipegun tells the National Assembly. He is a son actually, and there are other lawyers as well that have been calling for constitutional review, and it's in sight, and yet he says that the shoots on it with his own reasons do not. How do you tread this morning on that?
He's a lawyer who has been practiced for decades, and credit to him, due respect to him. He's entitled to his opinion, but I do not agree with him. Because if you suspend this one and go for referendum, you will produce a new constitution that will still be subject to review in future. Like I used to say here, the only document in the world that looks anywhere is the American Constitution, and it has been amended 27 times. So if that constitution would be subjected to periodic review, given the socio-economic development in the society, why is that of 1999 so different? And 1999 Constitution, Nigeria Constitution, 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria so different. Look at that constitution very critically. There is nothing wrong with that constitution. Rather, the operator that something is wrong with. Like Alhaji Musa will say caterpillar theory. The operator of the caterpillar that is not abreast with the modern, demand of the way and manner the caterpillars will be operated. If you look at that constitution, there is nothing wrong. All the problems we are facing in Nigeria today, there is no one that is not taken care of in the constitution. And again, let me tell you, we don't need to have a constitution that will make the society governable. In the UK, you can't see any document called constitution. They rule by convention.
Yes.
Tradition, custom and tradition. So what are we talking about? So if you are going for referendum now, it's another food for the boys. Yes, some people will be gathered, they will be taking huge amount as sitting allowance. They may give them 3 months. They will come back and say they need 2 more months, and this is at the expense of taxpayers. So I think this one should continue, because I see no reason why something you are still coming back to now coming to irritate you now. That's the amendment. Whether you bring a brand new one, you still subject it to amendment in future.
Okay, all right.
But either way, we are still going there.
Still talking about amendment, right? This one says NLC gives federal government 4 weeks to resolve ASUU crisis. Look at the story. Says the Nigerian Labour Congress has resolved to issue a 4-week ultimatum to the federal government should it fail to conclude negotiations with all tertiary institution-based union. They condemned the no work, no pay policy introduced by the government as academic staff union of universities for daring to embark on a nationwide strike. Adebayo Bakar, I think Friday when we started with this, and you said it that of course it is in the interest of the NLC to actually support us, because at least one way or the other they are in the branch. Well, my question earlier before I read the story was that are we to expect the same kind of support for all tertiary unions in Nigeria apart from ASUU? But it seems, reading the story further, deep, I understand that they've actually, the demands of NLC is not just for ASUU but all tertiary, tertiary union. Because I wanted to ask Adebayo is that if the government's granted, the question might seem I want us to have a background that if the question grants if the government actually grants the demands of ASUU, and we know as it is we will always have it in Nigeria. Once ASUU comes, we have JOASU, we have ASUU and all that. Should we be expecting the same kind of pattern when other unions also come up to grant their own demands or to ask for their own demands?
Well, you've almost answered the question, because if you look at it, any labor union that is affiliated to NLC is the responsibility of NLC or TUC. So it is that simple. So it's a question of when an NLC is like an elder now in the market who will not look away when the head of a backed baby is swinging dangerously or upwardly. So that is it. So it is not about, because it's not just because it is ASUU, it could be any even it could be NURTW. NURTW is a member of NLC.
Okay.
RTA and all this store and Marwa, they are members of NLCs, and they are members of they are affiliates of NLC. So if anything threatens their interest, NLC is morally and legally bound to come to intervene and join them in pressing on their demand, especially if the demand is legitimate. And the demand of ASUU, to my own understanding, is legitimate. If federal government were to be a human being, I would say his families would be ashamed of all this rigmarole, all this application
back and forth
or repudiation of agreement you willingly go into signing. Since 2009, for crying out loud, they have been dodging it. In fact, it is even ASUU did not even need to come up with a threat of strike before federal government sets up a panel to even look into that agreement. Why is the successive administration running away from it, despite the fact that federal government delegates were part of those who signed it?
All right, so you see, there's this one here also says that custom unveils digital, and then the federal road safety also decided to go the track line of
contact
driver's license. Are we getting it right when it comes to digitalization of issues in Nigeria?
I keep saying it. Customs will limit their activities to the border. They are called border police for a reason. You have failed at the border because you are looking elsewhere when those things were being brought in. So while coming to town and harassing people or saying you are doing digital, if you do digital, you do it for the pleasure of having the digitalized process.
Is there any way it can assist?
Of course it can assist, but then what is the need for that? If they have not failed in their primary responsibility of policing our border, they failed. Because those what's it called? Those vehicles, they did not fly into Nigeria, escaping airports or seaports. They were brought in through those border posts. Even though all the illegal routes that exist in Nigeria, Nigeria Customs cannot claim ignorance that they don't know all those illegal routes. Go to Idiroko, go and see one that here. Go and see how many routes, see.
What about the FRSC? Because you mentioned to
FRSC is not FRSC
introducing contactless
driver's license, whether a vehicle is smuggled or not. Their own is road safety, and it is clearly spelled out. And again, the same disease is worrying them. Permit me to use that word. Every year, anytime your driver license expires, you will be required to capture your biometrics as if your fingerprint has changed. What happens to the one you captured last year? I mean, the last time.
Well, I guess that's
So
why.
I think that happens everywhere, even with the
So that
immigration.
we need to change that approach.
Printing and
We need to change that approach.
This new system, I want to.
It's like an IMC asking you to come and be doing your biometric every year.
I mean, if it's contactless, just like I said, I mean, it will reduce the hassle.
Of course, it will reduce corruption because having contact with an official, they will say, "I will that voice now."
But at least
those incidents will reduce, if not eradicated completely.
All right, let's go for this commercial break. When we come back, we'll start picking calls and maybe we can have other headlines to talk about. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In the kitchen game, there are players.
Má ṣe wọlé lẹ́ẹ̀kan kíní. Okay, àgbà tí mi ò rí kẹ́rì á tún mú òkú wẹ́ẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀ mi kíkẹ́.
And Agbabola with a new Krabi chicken flavor made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your chocolate. Elevate the taste of your everyday delicious with chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor. My game changer.
This is for public attention. The Jimba Oja, the Center for Jimba Oja Muslim Community, the Council of Ulama of Jimba Oja, and Jimba Oja Youth Council thereby raise serious concern over the proposed fundraising event slated 2025, purportedly in support of the Jimba Oja Central Mosque by one of the traditional community. We are making it known to the general public, especially those who have been invited, that the idea of the mosque project is the sole decision of the so-called traditional head who intends to expect prospecting donors for personal gain. We are clarifying it that the fundraising is not an official community. Has no approval or backing from the elders and the legitimate leadership of the Jimba Oja community in its rank and file. This message is from the Jimba Oja Central Development Association and Article of
There's one thing. See, yes, we back it all.
The more you eat, the more you pay. How to pay? Buy the promo pack. Find the promo code inside. Visit Udemy.ng /eating well. Enter your promo code and start any to win exciting gifts.
And don't assume that what you just said now that you don't understand. See about understand instead of you repeating yourself. Let him be one to ask you.
/eating well for more details, terms, and conditions apply.
Nollywood movies on YouTube with MTN YouTube buffet bundle from 6 Switch lovey to non-stop laughter.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Fídíò tó máa ń
Okay, mo rí picture yẹn.
Within 6 days.
Wọ́n wá sọ fún wọn pé kí àwọn director for kí lọ social media social media video session ipe kó make sure pé ó sì
wọ́n ní failure will amount to content of course.
àwọn lè jẹ́ ìgbà ìsálọ ìyàwó ọkọ̀ ṣé wọ́n wá lè fẹ́ ra tó ṣàkóso ìbọn.
Guy was for Kogi Bawa.
Bàbá yẹn lè máa kálá.
Fine boy ni
Ó yà ní picture yẹn makeup náà dàbí kí n
Fine boy sì wọ́n dá ẹ̀fọ́. Ọlọ́run mi lọ rí díẹ̀ yóò ṣe ọkọ̀ tẹ̀lé. Wàhálà méjì tó ti gbọ́ méjì.
àwọn méjì tí wọn lè sá lòdì sí ẹ̀rọ
Kánú.
Oh, I love you too.
Daddy, I just want to say again that I love you and I like
But at the same time now, people have opinion, not just opinion, there's also the
How are you?
I'm fine.
the
How's
right
family? I hope
that
everyone, my regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
ṣẹ̀yà kọ̀tù lórí àbẹ̀kọ̀ ṣẹ̀yà kọ̀tù lẹ̀ ní àbí ṣẹ̀yà lọ́ràdà òsílẹ̀ ní so tọ́tẹ̀ ìmọ̀ màmá ṣe mẹ́ you are very
Basically,
careful
36 minutes free
especially
time
if
for every 6 minutes.
tó wá jọ ọmọ
Ẹnìkan ní guy yẹn pé mọ́mí rẹ̀ tí wọ́n nu guy yẹn pé kó stop àwọn content.
but even
1 gigabyte data welcome bonus. That's why I always calls with my Glow Line now.
Enjoy 36 minutes plus 50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Talkmaster. And enjoy a one-time 2,000 naira welcome bonus.
Or something like that,
And
yes.
1 gigabyte worth
But
of
not
data. Get your Glow Line on dial star 646 to enjoy. Conditions apply.
Anything for content. And you have to look at the environment that you are before you act. Perfect if I only do any kind of. You got to say for a man, so share a man, so that for the lady and Jenny.
So you have to know when
But ó ti kúrò ní Kannywood ní COC wà ní Nollywood for I think she got married sometimes.
Sunny and tomato mix in a stand-up pouch.
Why is this line not moving? Sorry, ma. The network is a bit slow.
Don't First Money Merchant POS every checkout. Reliable and instant. Get your First Money Merchant POS now on www.firstbank.com/get your POS or at First Bank.
ṣé kò ṣe tó fẹ́ gbé Amẹ́ríkà rí ìwé ló fẹ́ yìí. Today's review of newspaper headlines and Victoria, so as with the news. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the program. And now we can now start picking. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost our call. Please, I want to call us back. Our network is 0912422119, 0912422119, or 005-189-9241. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Good morning, Anaji. Okay. All right, thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, do we have one or
yes,
more?
I'm going to take this from the entertainment scene that says Kanu Court orders TikTok duo to marry indecent videos. Because of the time constraint, I will just ask Adebayo for his reaction to this particular headline.
Well, marriage is something that evolves out of mutual love from those involved, and all they do is content creation, and you as a result of that say that you found them in some compromising position, and as a result of that they need to get married. Since Sharia has not outlawed divorce, they can get married today, tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So that's it's an exercise in futility. If you them through other means, maybe ban them from doing such content immoral, ban them from doing it, but forcing them to, you don't even know what that kind of marriage will bring again, because this is not a marriage that is born out of.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's pick the story. Hello, good morning, please. All right. Thank you very much. And the Tuesday edition with Mariam Afoni, Adebayo Abubakar. Thank you very much. And Ayobola Ayila Aliyu. Ayobola, can you say it? 5 seconds. Bye-bye. Looking all radiant.
All right. Well, if you are talking about radiance, just tell everybody else that to please spread some radiance, and don't forget to add a smile.
Okay, my own is about mental health. Well, let's talk about mental health. And today I will. From me, I would urge us to please take care of yourself. Do everything that makes yourself happy. Thank you very much for staying to Sobi 101.9 FM.
ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa níbikíbi tẹ́ ẹ tẹ́tí náà bọ̀ yálà nílẹ̀ yìí nílẹ̀ òkè.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining. So, baby, good morning. Baba Monsura, how is Monsura doing? Okay, this is a good much love from here. Well, we just
àǹfààní láti àti ra àti san díẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan èlò inú ilé fóònù ní láptọ̀pù ní mátrẹ́sì ní kẹ́tù pọ́ọ̀tù ní bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ ra àga ó wà ń bẹ̀ mọ́tò ó wà ń bẹ̀ àtẹ́tẹ̀ máa sanwó díẹ̀ láì ní èlé kankan nínú àti wọ́n máa ń fún àwọn oníbàárà onídàájú wípé kí wọ́n lọ sí ojú ọjà kí wọ́n lọ wò pé èló ni wọ́n ń ta kíní àǹfààní pé owó kìíní ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa àǹfààní sì wà fún wọn láti sanwó láti oṣù méjì títí dé oṣù méjìlá so àwọn kan tó wà tá a rí pé ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ni wọ́n fẹ́ láǹfààní láti máa sanwó àǹfààní náà wà fún wọn láti sanwó láti ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì di 40 weeks ogójì ọ̀sẹ̀ láti máa sanwó.
mọ̀lẹ́bí ṣé wọ́n kọ́kọ́ sọ kálẹ̀ ni wọ́n wàá gbé ọjà àwọn àmọ̀sán yòókù díẹ̀ báwo ló ṣe ṣe.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú ṣe rí bí a ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ ní wípé àǹfààní oṣù méjì títí di oṣù méjìlá tá a gbé kalẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá ti sanwó dé ìdajì oṣù nǹkan bá mú láwọn gbé ọjà yìí fún wọn tí wọ́n sì máa yá láti máa san yìí fún àpẹẹrẹ tí wọ́n bá mú oṣù méjì tó bá ti sanwó alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ kalẹ̀ tó túmọ̀ sí wípé àgbẹ̀ ọjà yẹn fún wọn wọ́n san owó ìyókù ní oṣù míì táàbọ̀ sí tó bá mú oṣù mẹ́rin àǹfààní ọ̀fọ̀ láti san ìkíní tó bá ti san tán àwọn àgbẹ̀ ọjà yẹn fún wọn wà á san ìkẹta ìkẹrin lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n bá ti lo ìkíní lọ́wọ́ àti oṣù mẹ́fà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bó ṣe wà ní ẹ̀sà.
kí ni ìdí tí ẹ fi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pé táwọn ẹ̀kọ́ san owó yẹn díẹ̀ kí ló dé pé ẹgbẹ́ ọjà fún.
ẹ ṣe wọn lóòtú ṣe rí nǹkan tá a ṣe ní wípé àwọn pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ń ṣe iṣẹ́ ní àǹfààní láti ra àwọn nǹkan tó sì lè máa sanwó díẹ̀ tó ẹni tí ó mú oṣù mẹ́rin àwọn kì í kejì fún ọkàn wá ti balẹ̀ lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ eléyìí yóò máa sanwó lọ ẹni tí wọ́n sì sọ pé mo fẹ́ sanwó kíní tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ni àǹfààní wa kó sì máa gbé nǹkan rẹ̀ lọ a sì gbé wá sí ilé rẹ̀ báyìí láì ní dà á láàmú rárá.
ṣé àwọn ni wọ́n lọ ná kíní òní wọ́n nǹkan tí a bá fẹ́ ní àbí ẹ̀rẹ́
ṣé gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ pátápátá bíi fóònù àti èrò ní àpẹẹrẹ tí mo pátá àwọn ti ní gbogbo èyí ṣé wọ́n rí tó ní mọ́tò dé àmọ́ fún àwọn tí wọ́n lọ owó mọ́tò tán bá fẹ́ ìyẹn tán bá ń tà kán sọ fún àwa mọ́tò tí àwọn pípọ̀ àfún kò dá kankan oníjẹ́ pé mọ́tò tí a rà fún yájẹ́ pé mọ́tò tẹ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́ fúnra rẹ̀ ní ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún láǹfààní láti máa sanwó rẹ̀ láì ní dání láàmú rárá.
níbo ni ọ́fíìsì wa wà ní nọ́mbà 2 Adébáyọ̀ road behind kitchen mall ní owó ní off Taiwo Òkè Ìlọrin ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹ lè pè wá sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 070-748-43372 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 070-448-43372.
olùṣẹ́ wá sí wà ní nọ́mbà 6 Ike Anthony lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìlú Èkó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni olóòtú ẹ ṣeun olóòtú.
ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́tí gbọ́ láti ẹnu ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abdulhakeem Okola jẹ́ kí a ṣojú